Philippe Gash on the start of today's stage. Gash powering off with the two-wheel drive buggy. Start number 302. Philippe Gash now 15th in the overall standings, proving that you don't necessarily need four-wheel drive to do well on the Dakar. A little more verdant is the land as we go further south in Mauritania. Tomorrow we'll be going into Mali en route to Bamako. Here though is Danny Roma, the victor of last year's Dakar on two wheels, having a nearly moment. He was very lucky to get away with that one. Nearly rolling the car, it probably felt worse inside it than it looked. And Danny Roma then stuck in the sand for a couple of minutes. What about that for a fright? Roma coming in 54 minutes back of today's stage winner today. But Roma holding 5th position overall this evening. Here's Robbie Gordon from the USA. Gordon running into problems not only with a puncture early on in the stage, he soon got it fixed. He's not so worried about overall time. He's really a fast support vehicle for his teammate Jutta Kleinschmidt. Now we're going to be on board with Thierry Magnaldi. He's now 7th overall. He says it's not very easy today, as you can see. The sand very soft. And now some rocky sections that require quite a bit of navigation. We've got to be careful with the car in these conditions. For us though, driving a two-wheel drive vehicle in the sand is a nightmare. We've got to deal with it though. But the car's performing well, and we know that we can't fight with the works factory cars, which is why we've decided to run at a pace of some 70-80%. Magnaldi doing a sterling job to be in 7th position overall this evening. Well done. Just ahead of Yun Mitsuhashi in 8th position, Monterde in 9th, and Robbie Gordon 10th overall. However, Robbie Gordon ran into problems later on. This was only 1 kilometre before the first control point. Gordon and Guino running into trouble, and so did Jose Maria Servia, now the lone Schlesser two-wheel drive buggy. Ari Vatanen stopping for a moment on the stage, just taking a bit of a rain check, holding the horses. But Ari Vatanen continuing on and getting 7th on the stage come the flying finish. Vatanen not in contention for a 5th Dakar victory. He's way down the order, some 35.5 hours back. Here though is his teammate Janil de Villiers. He got 5th on the stage, some 20 minutes back of the stage victor. De Villiers 4th overall, just over 4 hours back of the overall leader. Here's Bruno Sarbi. Bruno Sarbi, he lost time yesterday with the gear shifter problem. He holds 6th position today after a 4th position on the stage. The Frenchman driving the Volkswagen Touareg, battling here with De Villiers as De Villiers gets some clean air. De Villiers now the sole works Nissan after the demise of McRae and the massive loss of time with Ari Vatanen. Was just breathtaking. Can you imagine racing through canyons such as this? Scenery similar to the Dakar that we did in 2003 when we went through Libya. Just breathtaking. Luc Alphand and Stefan Pederhansel drove in line astern. The Mitsubishi Evo 3s were in formation all the way through the stage. Pederhansel started today's stage as the overall leader, just ahead of his teammate Luc Alphand, but Jutta Kleinschmidt started 6 minutes back and caught them for 6 minutes, so she was gaining time on them little by little, but Jutta Kleinschmidt had to gain 1 hour and 10 minutes on them to gain an overall lead today. That was just not possible on a level playing field, try as Jutta may. Kleinschmidt had a big landing after one of the dunes, but the 2001 Paris-Dakar victor continued on. Kleinschmidt, of course, the first lady driver to win a stage on the Dakar. Kleinschmidt victorious today once more, 1 minute ahead of Alphonse. Stefan Pederhansel third on today's stage. All three of them covered by less than 2 3/4 minutes. Pederhansel's lead overall is 19 minutes ahead of Alphonse. Kleinschmidt taking another victory for herself, but this time with Volkswagen. She had a victory last year. She got the stage ahead of Alphonse, Pederhansel, Sabi and Janelle de Villiers. Overall, Stefan Pederhansel ahead of Alphonse, Kleinschmidt 1 hour and 8 back, de Villiers 4th, Roma 5th. 6th is Sabi, Souza still in a chance of top 10 in 7th, Magnaldi, Mitsuhashi and Monterde.